I'm a problem. The King of Africa does it again in dominant fashion. Absolutely unreal performance from Dricus. Solid comeback. And credit to Kamaru Usman. Looked pretty good, especially at middleweight. Yeah, what a crazy, crazy main event. Pace was fantastic for Dricus. The head kicks were nasty. About 5 or 6 different times where I thought he would put Usman out. I It's not good for someone like Kamaru Usman to be 39 and taking as much damage as he has in a fight like this, where he's unranked in the division. But he showed that he can hang with some of these guys. Yeah, awesome. You know what? This card was fun. I had a lot of fun watching this. Um, the only real beef I had, or I guess issue with this fight was doo-doo terrible dog shit ass. I mean, Christian Leroy Duncan winning in pretty dominant fashion. Jared Cannonier pretty much trying to smudge him against the cage as hard as he can. Yeah, this was terrible. I hated every minute of this. I have nothing good to say. It's kind of like how Dreykus was saying. I don't respect someone who's going to go out and basically waste everyone's time by just laying on top of someone. It's a casual take, I know. But can you blame the guy? So, yeah, that shit was terrible. This was a free win for Chase Hooper. I was glad to see him get it. Thank God he just went back to submitting people like he should be doing. Shit, he can be the next Jim Miller. We're gonna need another one hanging around. So back in the win column. I'm glad I did not have to watch him get slept anymore. That would have been really sad. This I wasn't really too tuned into this. Obviously, very one-sided. Fatima Klein just showing levels, showing Tabitha Ritchie that she's just falling behind. It's too late. So Fatima Klein getting in the top 10 looked pretty good. Grappling was solid. Just kind of started throwing her around. Just not judo throw. Oh, maybe it was a judo throw, but she was basically just suplexing, just throwing Tabitha Ritchie around, showing her grappling dominance clear. It was good. It was a good one for Team Klein. I'll be interested to see who they put her up against next. Fight of the night. Fight of the night. If you did not see this, I feel sorry for you. Absolutely unreal pace being put on by Tommy McMillen, showing that he's a problem at featherweight. Do I think he's going to be champ? We'll see. Got clipped pretty hard a couple times, but we know Alberto Montes hits hard. He hits very, very hard. But Tommy McMillan putting an absolutely unreal pace, getting the finish via stoppage there in the third. Alberto Montes, I said he was Wish or, Timu Ilia Taporia, and he kind of went out in a Timu Ilia Taporia kind of way. Um, Face busted up, unintelligently defending himself, leading to the stoppage. But Tommy McMillan setting a record at featherweight. This guy's a problem. He's selling fights beautifully. I love this post-fight speech. Says he wants a Mexican next. I don't know who you give him. I think it'll be interesting to see. I think he said in Arizona later this year. So I'm just glad we have someone who's entertaining and active. He wants to be active and kind of get back. I hope he takes some time off, though. He did get kind of stunned a couple times. But I think these are things that he can improve upon. And I would like to see his ground game get tested. Training with Sean O'Malley's coach, Tim Welch, there at, was it Red Hawk Academy. I'd be very interested to see what his ground game looks like. But electric. Fight of the night. Give him the bonus. Give him the Mexican he called out. And outside of that, it's kind of a brawl, man. Jose Delgado not looking fantastic, but also Austin Bashi not really being able to take advantage of of these takedowns he got in his fight. Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I don't have too much to say. Sakyon Ko, I despise you. Yeah, just unreal loss. I was disappointed. I mean, I like John Paul Lebasanya. I like the guy. I have nothing against him. It just makes me. This is the only fight I did not correctly predict. This is the only one, or at least fighter to win. Sorry, not correctly predict. This is the only one. This is the only one. Yeah, I'm just not really being able to get the finish that he needed. But he didn't look bad, and I think John Levosnayani is solid. I think he's good. Yeah, it was fine. As I said, it was the only fighter that I didn't predict to win properly. Absolutely unreal finish for Felipe Franco, but then again, it's a guy, making his debut. We can't really put him at fault of that, but putting in a pretty solid performance overall. Heavy hands, man. He's got very, very heavy hands. So let's see who they put him up against next. And then Ezra Elliott. This one I was a little surprised by, just being able to throw around Damian Anderson. I thought Damian Anderson was kind of supposed to be this jiu-jitsu wrestling kind of masterclass, but Ezra Elliott just showing that his takedowns were solid. His striking was not that great, admittedly, but we didn't get to see a lot of it. But this wasn't the cleanest win. This wasn't the cleanest win. But I think there's things to learn. He's still pretty young. I think he'll bounce back, get a little more well-rounded over time. But this is a pretty solid win against someone that, like Damian Anderson, who we thought would dominate on the ground. So good win for Ezra Elliott. Yeah, we'll have to see who they put him against next. Alden Correa, I was not too impressed with this performance. Being a minus 1100 favorite, so an 11-1 favorite, and taking a guy like Stuart Nickel to decision, just I wasn't very impressed. It wasn't really anything too special. I think Alden Correa's got a lot to learn, but gets the win, puts him in the win column, and we move on. RJ Harris sleeping this bum Alvin Hines, who had to take a year off after popping for peds. So shout out RJ Harris, hitting him with that absolutely nasty uppercut that lifted Alvin Hines off of his feet. I didn't even see it, that it lifted him off his feet with the uppercut, until I saw the replay. So nasty fish for RJ Harris, man. He's got a kid on the way. Got very emotional. He's a humble guy, just starstruck, man. Really fun. Fun fact, he's also 1-1 in the the Barstool Sports Rough and Rowdy fight promotion. RJ Harris. He's a interesting history, but he's looking good, man. That was a nice little fun win. It's heavyweight. Hopefully they can keep someone like him, going against these guys who kind of just want to stand and bang like that. We didn't hear to see too much. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. And then Dione Barbosa, sorry, getting the submission. Not really much to say here. Got the win that she needed to, that she was expected to get. Just showing on Melisana that there's levels to this. Yeah, they don't even have a picture of her. But good win for Dione Barbosa. Solid. Got her back at the rear naked choke. It was a solid win. Overall, this card, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to get used to it, though. But this is all that matters to me. Dreykus is going to get the belt back. The MMA math doesn't necessarily work, but if he gets a third win over Sean Strickland, which I think Sean Strickland should fight Imavov, even if Imavov's been sitting around, both these guys have been sitting around. Sean Strickland should fight Imavov, and then Dreykus comes in and fights the winner of that. Hopefully it's a fairly quick turnaround. It's going to take some time, admittedly. I don't know how many months, but I'll be excited to see him back as soon as possible, hopefully for the belt. I don't think there's any reason to make him sit around and wait. So yeah, what a card. I'll do a quick recap of all my predictions on the card and the early prelims, which the only fighter I didn't correctly predict was, my God, John Paul versus, Sakyonko. Yeah. Melisano, I had via decision. Got the win. Harris, I had via KO. Korea, I thought he would get the knockout. Ended up fighting like absolute dog shit, getting the decision. Elliott by decision. Franco via second round knockout. Lewis 90 by decision. I'm still upset with that. And then Miguel Delgado, I thought he'd get the finish. I thought he'd get a late round 3 finish, but ended up getting it. And then the Tommy McMillen round 3 knockout, correctly predicted. Fatima Klein via decision, correct. Chase Hooper first round submission, correct. Christian Leroy Duncan first round knockout. That fight was still terrible. I hated every minute of that. It's it should have been some prelim. That's shit you would see on the It was terrible, boring, awful. Jared Cannonier. You're better than this, Jared Cannonier. You are. You are better than this. Terrible. And then I thought Dreykus would have got the finish in round 4 via knockout, but getting it done by decision. Absolutely unreal. He didn't get it. Multiple times I thought he would, but overall, I give this card 7.5. I give it 7.5 out of 10, man. This was fun. I enjoyed it. Obviously, I'd feel a little different if the guys that I predicted to win would have lost, but I try to remain pretty biased. Kamaru Usman, I'm not really a huge fan. I have nothing against him. I have nothing bad to say, but yeah, it just doesn't mean anything to me. And that might make me a casual. That might make me a casual, and that's okay. Hopefully, you guys won your bets. Get your street cred up. Telling your friends, put the house on Tommy McMillen, man. Everyone thought he wouldn't be able to do it. This is just like the same shit with Sean Strickland, man. I am getting better at this shit, man. I know what I am talking about. I swear to God, I know what I'm talking about. I'm going to stroke my own ego here for a little bit. I'm going to stroke my own ego. I'm the Oracle. I see it before it happens. Just like I'm about to see, Ian Gary versus Islam Makhachev. Oh, something's stewing in my brain. But you're going to have to wait for that. Next card coming up, I believe. Let me take a look here. Forgive me, I don't have it off the top of my head. Ankalaev versus Guskov. We're supposed to get Roundtree. Am I surprised that Roundtree had to pull out? No. He trains at the Jackson Chains. You guys know the Jackson Chains. He trains with their team. Yeah, they fucking gas out their fighters. They work them to death, and then they come in just absolutely terrible conditioning. This card will be interesting. I'll leave it at that. I am excited to see Axel Solobek coming off an absolute barn burner with, I believe it was Mason Jones, if I'm correct. I believe that was earlier. Yeah, earlier this year. Big things are coming, man. I'll save it. I'll save it for the next video. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Share it. Tell your friends. Tell your homies that you know ball. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next video.